right, everybody, thank you for hanging in and being with us here today. Our last coach today is Jeff Traylor from UTSA. Coach Traylor is, I don't know how else to describe it. Coach Traylor is really one of a kind. And he's had 5 winning seasons in his 5 years as a college head coach. They've won 7 total games at UTSA. 7 total games in 3 years before he took the job. And I think his high school coaching career is, is well chronicled. But I did want to, ask everybody to join me in congratulating Coach Traylor. Was inducted into the Texas High School Coaches Association Hall of Fame last Saturday. So we can give him a round of applause. The one thing I know about this league is I don't think a lot of coaches are really excited about playing in San Antonio. Coach Traylor has a remarkable record, 29-3 in the Alamo Dome, and it really enforces this triangle of toughness mantra that they promote. But what I love about Coach Traylor, and I've had a great relationship with him, is we get on the phone and we just break it down and shoot it straight. There are things that he's helped me with, and I'm hopeful that there are things that I've been able to help him with. But UTSA is on an incredibly positive track with this program, and we're really excited to have Coach Traylor in the league. So with that, Jeff Traylor.
Appreciate y'all hanging around. I know y'all got better places to be, and you're tired, and we all are, so thank you for staying. First of all, really appreciate all Tim has done for our league. He's a visionary. He's been doing so many different things in his career, being an AD, in and out of TV situations. He just understands the game so much. He's been a great refreshing for all of our coaches to give us hope in a time where we all need hope. Grateful for Tim and his staff for what they've done this week. It's really been well done. As far as the UTSA, I'll speak on our 5 years first. Tim hit the 29-3 home record. 46 wins is the most in the state of Texas during that time, which is an incredible accomplishment. There's a lot of great schools in the state of Texas. But to be frank, I thought we underachieved last year. I thought we had a better football team than what we played. We did finish very strong. Whenever you win 4 of your last 5 games, lost to a very good Army game where we were driving on the last play, the last possession of the game, and Army stopped us. But I don't want to put, lipstick on a pig. We were not good early in the year. I thought we were undisciplined. We gave it too many big plays, and you can't win on the road, and you can't win championships when you're undisciplined and you give up big plays and you can't run football. And we couldn't do those things last year. So those things have been addressed. We're very excited about our quarterback, Owen McCallum. And I think because he chose to come back, all those offensive great players that are young all came back with him. Really excited about McEwen and Amador at wide receiver. Our running back, Robert Henry, is back. All of our line is back. We picked up some good players as well. Our tight end room's as good as anybody in the country. I feel like that with Dan and Patrick and Houston. Defensively, we lost all 11 starters. I don't know if that's ever been done before, but we just did it. We lost them all. A couple in the transfer portal, the rest to graduation. Lost both of our kickers in the portal. So that was interesting. I've never had that happen. You lose your starter and your backup in one spring. So that's unique. Our punter is back. So I think our schedule's real tough. It's one of the toughest non-conference schedules we've ever had. Opening up with A&M. Coach Elko does a great job. Obviously, G.J. Kinney, my former quarterback at Texas State, we have them next. We have a little hometown deal with UIW. They won 11 games last year, and then we go on the road and play Jay Norvell and Colorado State. So feel free for any questions, and thanks for being here again.
All right, we'll take questions for Coach. Please raise your hand, and we'll get a microphone to you. Just introduce yourself and your affiliation prior to your asking your question, and we'll be in the third row on the right with league winners.
Coach, Thomas Christopher from the league winners. How are you doing today?
I'm great.
The program went undefeated at home last season. What makes the Alamo Dome such a fortress, and how are you rallying San Antonio fans to keep an edge against tough opponents on the upcoming schedule?
Yeah, our fans have been great since day one. I really can't explain the connection. It's almost like an Avatar connection. I actually watched that movie the other night. This is weird, but we have some type of connection to the home tree in San Antonio. It's really special. We get some kind of super spiritual powers when we play in that place, and it's just our fans. They get there early. They stay late. I just can't tell you how special our fans are in San Antonio. It's not a coincidence that we vote for that 2 and that 1 and that 0. Our players wear those numbers with great pride, and we love our city and they love us, and it's been a really fun 5 years.
We'll stay to the right side, second row. Justin.
Justin Jones, CarolinaGunner.com. Coach, you have mentioned recently about the role of extreme ownership in the 2025 season. What do you want to see tangibly from your players to really put that extreme ownership vision into action?
Pretty sharp fella out there. I appreciate you listening. I've always had that as a mantra, that everything on that field is a reflection of me, the good and the bad. So obviously I've taken ownership. I've got to get my players to take more extreme ownership. Rules without relationships equals rebellion. Anybody can make a bunch of rules, but when you're on their tails like I am right now about the smallest thing, I'm going back like old school Jeff Traylor, Gilmer Buckeyes, 2000 Jeff Traylor, like prehistoric Jeff Traylor. It won't matter if Owen McCowan and Owen Pee-wee don't buy in. It doesn't matter if Devin McEwen, Houston Thomas, Shad Banks, Kendrick Blackshire, Cam Cooper, Vic Shaw. If those guys don't buy in, it doesn't matter. I'm just really trying to get our players to understand it's their team. There are no bad teams. They're just bad leaders. We've got to do a better job of developing our leaders. And we've taken great responsibility in doing that, but somehow we missed the mark last year. I will blame myself probably by trying to keep my kids out of the transfer portal. We might have got a little too loose. And I told them when the season started in January, I didn't want to lose any of them. I told them my goal this year is to get your butt in the transfer portal. I want to make this thing so hot. So I want us to be so comfortable being uncomfortable. I really want them pissed off every day. Now we were lucky because we didn't lose hardly any of them in the portal. But it's been hot and heated. And I just didn't want, like I said in my opening statement, I didn't want to put lipstick on a pig because we finished so strong and winning that bowl game that we didn't forget the pain we went through early in the year.
Questions for Coach? We have 2. We'll stick over there with league winners, and then we'll move over here to JJ in the 3rd row on the left.
Hey, Coach, Thomas Christopher again. You're a Texas boy. Outside of 2 years, too, in your coaching tenure, you've also been a Texas boy. Can you talk about how that has given you an edge on the recruiting line, even though, you're competing with, P4 and other big programs within the state, how your experience, both as a high school coach in the state and, as a college coach in the state, has kind of given you an edge over some of that?
Well, even when I was Fayetteville, they made me recruit in Texas the entire time, so I don't know how much I really left the state. Yeah, it's been a huge, huge advantage for us. Those guys are, they're my buddies through and through. And they know the better that I do. Any of those guys that want to get in this world, it just makes it easier for them to get in this world. I'm extremely proud of, John Kay, who's now the defensive coordinator at Rice from North Shore. All those guys that are my buddies, Joe McGuire, Texas Tech. We're Texas high school football coaches. And we're very proud of that. And we're very loyal to each other. And we get called everything from the mafia to a cult to Texas boys or whatever that wants to be. We're just really, we're thick, we're tight. And we compete like heck on Friday nights against each other. But as soon as the game's over, we're in each other's corner every day except for that 1 4-hour experience. So those guys are very loyal. They know if they send their players to me, we're going to take care of them. We're going to coach them hard, love them harder. And we're really proud to be that Texas Hall of Honor and the Texas Hall of Fame I was put into that Tim mentioned, some of the greatest honors of my life because of the respect I have for the heroes that are in that association. Gary Joseph, Randy Allen, we could go on and on and on forever. of those heroes, and really proud to be in that deal.
Coach, to your left, third row, JJ.
JJ Perez, Inside Runner Sports. Jeff, you talked about trying to right the ship from last season. What is the pressure associated with those kind of expectations and changes?
Well, when you win multiple championships like we have, those former teams put the pressure on. Pretty much at UTSA, it's championship or bust, and that's a good thing. Our kids feel that. They know that. They understand what it takes to win championships, and we know we didn't do what it took last year. So I would say no more extra pressure, JJ. You've heard me say it a million times, pressure is a privilege. Sure, was it nice my very first year when y'all were just happy we won 8 games, much less 7? I can remember literally when we beat Southern Miss, it might have been 3-2. We might have hit a double on the bottom of the 7th to go to our first bowl game, JJ, and me literally bowling to you through a Zoom. We were just so happy to go to a bowl. Now, if we go to a bowl, y'all are all like, what the heck, why are we not winning championships? That's a good thing. Pressure's a privilege, and my kids know that. We understand that. We're just in a really, really tough league. It's coached by a lot of great men, and it's a really hard thing to do.
Any additional questions for Coach? Please raise your hand. We'll get a microphone to you. The fifth row in the back on the right side.
Coach, I'm Dave Mildenberg. I work for Business North Carolina Magazine just down the street. Congrats on your award in Texas. Used to live in Texas. Your friends at Tech, you mentioned Mark, have made a lot of news about their investment in football. Has that affected you guys, and how would you comment on that?
Yeah, that's an active conversation Dr. Campos and I have all the time. We meet once every 2 weeks. She does a really good job of getting all of our fundraisers in a room together, and we know the goals we've got to get to. You know, the number's kind of mysterious in our league. Nobody really just comes out and says, this is what the number is. So that's kind of hard to work off of, but we want to be competitive. We have some built-in home court advantages. We have a great university. We have a great Alamo Dome to play in. We're in the state of Texas, but you've got to be somewhere in the ballpark financially to be able to get these players. So rev share is a real thing. All of our players are paid on time, July 1st. I just got an email that all their checks are ready to go for August the 1st. So I know we're good the first 2 months so far. We'll just keep trucking along, and obviously with this year's up, we'll have to meet again and see what that's going to look like for next year. I think the longer we do this, the more we'll kind of all learn where that number needs to be and what it's going to take. I don't think UTSA is in a position right now that we're going to be able to pay full money, and it's probably going to take a while for us to be able to pay, the full $20 million. But for our league, that's what we've got to target right now to make sure we're competitive with the guys who are at the top of this league. We've only been playing football at UTSA for 15 years. This is our 15th season. Now, I can't cut my administration too much slack because we'll get dead last, but I do want to at least make sure we know we've only been doing this 15 years, so we've got some heavy lifting to do to get our rev share numbers competitive with some teams that have been playing for over 100 years.
Coach, we have a question on the left side of the room, third row.
Coach, Matthew Hart with the Roost. You mentioned John Kay as one of the high school guys who's climbed the ranks. What was your reaction seeing him jump into the coordinator position and seeing some of the guys that you used to coach with in high school coming up?
It doesn't surprise me. One of his former coaches, Joe Price, has been on my staff the entire time in North Shore. I've known John from a distance. I've watched him and admired him for years. It doesn't surprise me at all that he's in that role, and I promise you they'll play really good defense. Worked out perfect for him. His first DC job, he gets to work for a guy that's going to run the ball a whole bunch. So John's stats are going to be absolutely fantastic. I'm thrilled for John Kay. Hope he just takes it easy on his former Texas high school buddy, that second conference ball game in the Alamo Dome.
We'll stick to the same row with JJ back again.
Jeff, what's been the support like from San Antonio? What are you expecting from the fan base that first home game and just the support overall to the program?
Well, we're trying to break the attendance record, and that's a pretty lofty number. It's good when Texas State's good and UTSA is good. That's a fun game, and really thrilled again for GJ's success. Our fans have been more than fantastic. anytime we have to have something, there's about 50 people I can call, and of the 50, somebody's going to bail me out. They're going to get us through the situation. We've had more miracles in that town. I don't want to start naming them all because somebody will get left out, but they're just special to me. And all of our fundraisers, when we meet and talk about them, they'll do anything for any sport in our program. They're just really good people. And San Antonio is truly one of the greatest cities to live in the entire country just because of the humility and the kindness and the character of the people.
Any final questions for Coach? Coach, thanks very much. Good luck this season.
Thank y'all. God bless. Birds up.